Super Toe was cool. Remember Super Toe? There used to be a toy called Super Toe. There was. And it was this little football player. And you'd push his head down, he would kick the ball through a goalpost. Remember that? There's a toy called Super Toe. And I remember, now, back in my day, I used to have a Super Toe. I think it was my brother's. It was, I think it belonged to my brother. And it was cool, because it was Super Toe. You would push down the football player's head, he would kick the ball. And now some of the people I went to school with, some of the people I went to school with were such spoiled babies that they expected 100 toys every Christmas. But somebody like me though, we would have just been satisfied if all we got was Super Toe. You know, if we would get like 3 things, and we were happy with the things we had. Even if all we got for Christmas was Super Toe and a pair of underpants and a Sesame Street coloring book. You know, even if that's all we got for Christmas, see, we were happy with the things we had. But some of the people I went to school with, though, were just spoiled babies that would never have been enough for them. But Super Toe was a pretty cool toy. He was. And I remember the football, though. It had a little football that was about this big. And I remember the pointy ends of the football were flattened, so it would stand up, and so it couldn't poke your eye out, and so it could stand up on a surface. But man, the football was as hard as a rock. And if you got hit in the head with them, I remember getting hit in the head with the football from Super Toe, and it stung like hell. It did. It really did. And the thing is, we didn't really even have any room to use it, because our whole living room was about the size of a closet. And we would set up Super Toe parallel to the stereo. That's the only place I remember using it, was we would set it up parallel to the stereo in the living room. And we were very careful not to make sure that Super Toe didn't kick the ball too far, because otherwise it would have hit like a pole shells. They had like glass things on it. But on the internet, there's a whole bunch of people on the internet talking about Super Toe, and there's this one guy on the internet. He talks about how he got Super Toe for Christmas one year, and what he would do, he would set it up, and his dad made him throw it away the first day he had it, because he kept taking Super Toe and kicking the ball, using Super Toe to kick the ball to hit the ornaments on this Christmas tree and breaking them. He did. So his dad made him throw Super Toe away because he kept abusing it like that. But and I remember in kindergarten. Now it seems like every kindergarten classroom had a toy called the Family Tree House. You know what I'm talking about here? Is that thing with it was like a little toy with a tree that was about this big. This kind of a tree. It is a tree that really didn't look that much like a tree. It looked more like a big green dome. It was made out of plastic. And I was always curious, now I never had this toy, but every kindergarten classroom always had it. And I remember I was always curious to try to find out how many tries it would take for Super Toe to crack the plastic tree of a family tree house. I was always curious about that. Like how many times Super Toe would have to kick a ball at a family tree house in order to break it. Have you ever been curious about that? So Super Toe is a pretty good toy back then. And nowadays, toys just break the third time you use them. But Super Toe is a quality toy. Another good toy. Now, you see, I didn't have like every toy around. Because, we had this big, thick J.C. Penney's catalogs each Christmas. And I probably got one like 2 or 3 items from the catalog. But I remember the catalogs though. I remember one year there was a catalog. It was a photo. It was a Christmas catalog from J.C. Penney one year. And the photo looked like a kid trying to eat a candle. It did. It looked like a kid trying to eat a candle. And I was real young. I was probably like about 3 when they came out with this catalog. But I remember another Christmas toy I liked was those. It was like Matchbox or Hot Wheels. They put out these little city layouts for like Matchbox cars to play with. There were these little layouts of a city, and they were pretty sturdy. They were quality. They were for the most part, these were pretty quality toys. They were pretty sturdy, except for that one had like an orange bridge, and that thing lasted like about 5 minutes. But other than that, they were pretty sturdy. And I remember having to like weight them down and stuff. And they withstood a lot of abuse from beloved household animals. Like I remember one time the dog spit up on it once. I remember one time I had one of those layouts. I had one of the layouts on the floor. And then the dog came up to it. The dog walked up to it and went like that and spit up on the corner of it. He did. The dog spit up on the corner of a Matchbox Hot Wheels layout. He really did. He went up to it and he went like that. But all it took was a paper towel, just wipe it right off. Now see, any other toy that the dog spit up on would have been ruined. But see, that thing was built to last. I mean, he just walked right up to it, and you had to have been there to appreciate it, what it looked like. I mean, the dog, without warning, he did this. The dog walked into the room. He just walked up to the Hot Wheels layout and went. A big gob of dog bile came out and landed on the Hot Wheels layout. It did. And we're like, oh, Max, what did you just do? But it was a sturdy toy, and all it took was a paper towel to wipe away the evidence. But so that's what the toys were like in my day. These were quality toys. These were cool toys too. There were football toys and Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars and layout and Stretch Armstrong. Remember Stretch Armstrong? He was cool too. And Pulsar. Remember there's a toy called Pulsar? I don't really remember anything about it though. I think it was just a little man that like hooked up to this thing you press buttons on, and I don't really remember anything about it though. And the $6 Million Man toys, that type of stuff. So see, they had pretty good toys back then. And the Visible Man. But see, we were lucky if we got 3 toys on Christmas. But we liked it fine that way because we weren't the type of it's not like we weren't like these kids at school who were a bunch of spoiled brats. So yeah, that's how it was in my day. Super Toe, you bring me so much joy, Super Toe.